Alrighty, we're into our first match here. I'm against Nubrak. We did hour-long things for this because I think timing out on Magical Line is a pretty lame way to lose in a league. Um, Again, sorry about the audio issues. I'm going to try to figure something out before the next time. This hand is pretty reasonable. I mean, I have permission and discard if he's an unfair deck. I have a couple cantrips. My main worry is that this Flooded Strand has to get like a Tundra or something, and if I get Wastelanded, that's annoying. So I might lead on Badlands Thoughtseize regardless, just so I can see if the coast is clear. If he is a Wasteland deck, I'll just go get an island with this and accept that I need to find another land before I can play all my spells. Okay, so he has a Wasteland deck and he has a Stifle deck. So Counterspell, Spell Pierce. He's like Grixis maybe Grixis Delver. Stifle's really fucking annoying, and so is Wasteland. I think I'll take Stifle and just try to fight through the permission here. I also haven't played Magic Online in a while, so fair warning if I'm like super slow with clicking and hotkeys and stuff. Yeah, he's firing off the waste. Makes sense. Well, I'm glad I chose to play one basic island today at least. Okay, cool. So that's extra lands. The cutter is pretty bad. I'll probably shuffle before the third if he doesn't spell pierce me. But at least now I have a decent base of lands and I have a Forcible for his first threat. Surveil land, I mean, a lot of people are just going to be playing these in general, but this kind of leans me to thinking he might have like Oculus or some kind of delve threat that he wants graveyard help with. Gonna Thoughtseize again. Sudden shock. Wow. We're cooking. Two counter spells. I mean, Spell Pierce is just better counter spell against me at this point because I'm not going to be resolving a creature anytime soon. So I think I'll just take Spell Pierce, leave him with Sudden Shock. I guess I do want to ponder because I want to shuffle away that cutter. Yeah, these aren't doing anything for me. Notice I don't have an instant for this flow state, which is kind of unfortunate. And he has Counterspell up now. I think we're just going to play it slow and just keep passing. Until he presents a threat, I don't need to really do anything. We're behind on cards. Okay, Mentor just eats a Sudden Shock, but I can get one token out of it, and I guess I can't because I'd have to play my own guy. So, yep, we'll wait. Basic Mountain, interesting. Makes me think maybe Blood Moon's in the board. Stopping my draw step. I was gonna say if I get Vendilion clicked, that'll make me so happy. Okay, Jace with Force backup is not the worst. He doesn't have double counterspell next turn, unless he draws another island. And I can kind of clear the way with this Thoughtseize, but I can't have Force Pitch to Force if I do that. Unless I want to use the flow state to access the extra card. I think I'm okay with this in some configuration. I'm going to draw the Seize, then the Jace, then the Force. Actually, you know, let me think about this. Next turn I could play Mentor, Thoughtseize, get at least one token, it gets Sudden Shocked. Or he might just counterspell the Mentor, which gets out of his hand. The next turn I'll have Jace with the Force Pitch Force back up. That might be better. I don't mind, like I said, playing a slower game when my opponent is not doing much of anything and they don't have counters yet. If he counters this, I'm just going to let it resolve. I'm not going to force pitch the flow state. Because he has Sudden Shock, yeah, I think he's incentivized to just let this resolve, and then Sudden Shock trades with Mentor. Thoughtseize gets me a token. So I'm probably just taking one of these two counter spells, unless he counters the Thoughtseize, which, yeah, makes sense. So he's left with a single counter spell and 3/4 unknowns after his draw. I'm going to have Jace with Force Up. If I get dazed, I look like a real idiot. Given that he has Stifle and Wasteland, daze is like pretty likely. So maybe I wait even longer on this Jace. That's his own Jace, so I have to fight back here. He doesn't have counterspell up. Losing the flow state hurts, but okay, forces back. That just means it's a little more likely for my Jace to resolve, I guess. He's already played land, so he can't counterspell. Could have Spell Pierce, could have Daze. He bounced my token. I guess that makes sense. Okay, perfect. He's probably going to... Well, I don't have a red source for this anyway. I don't know what I'm thinking. Either way, I'm not drawing these. If he has another threat of any kind, I'm going to force it, even though I know he has the counterspell, just to like trade resources when I have the Jace and I was the first to brainstorm. Finally, an instant in the graveyard for the flow state on turn like 12. There's that upkeep stop. Otawara, my Jace. Fuck. That's a beating. Well, I can clear his Jace because I'm about to draw the K command, I think. I put him back in the right order. Oh, but I don't have a red source. Well, we'll see if this brainstorm helps me. There we go. So he has counterspell up. I could just jam Jace again. He counters. I force pitch, brainstorm. But I kind of want to trade with his Jace, right? And I can get the mentor back. So like shot, get back mentor. He counterspells. I force pitch, brainstorm. My hand is Jace mentor. His hand is empty. That's probably pretty good. I don't like this modal interface on Magical Line. I wish these were bigger options. Get back the mentor. 2 to any target. Priced into counterspelling this, and then I force back. Okay, what am I afraid of from him, really? If he has that Oculus card, ooh, that's heads up. But I've heard Jace the Mind Sculptor is better than most, so. I could just play Cutter without having 2 spells to play. Okay, he was done with that. Whew. That was a crazy game. Alright, definitely Blast come in, definitely Teferis. Dovin's Veto. This is more for combo in my mind. But if he's like a Jace deck, the Wastelands and Stifles made me think he was more tempo-y, so I'm a little concerned. He could be like Stifle Knot. I don't know what the black would be for. I tend not to bring, at least in the past, I've tended not to bring in my blue blasts in red mirrors because even though they're bringing in pyros, it's like the range of things that these counter is pretty low. Um, I like taking out my Force of Wills, and Thoughtseize is good. He seemed to be filling his graveyard pretty well for Drown the Lock. Good Shave of Plow. He didn't show me any creature threats. I'm a little nervous, but also the predominant delve threat, so to speak, is Borin Oculus, and then Pyroblast already hit those. So trimming a plow doesn't seem too bad. We'll see. Do I like veto better than a third plow is the question. There's always a problem, and this happened a lot in Legacy, where you only see a small portion of somebody's deck in game one, and then you're expected to make sideboard decisions. If they're like on a known archetype, that's like pretty easy because you've seen the deck list 100 times. Um, but in these mid-rangey control, there's like a very sliding spectrum of blue decks from tempo to mid-range to control, and it's hard to know where somebody's landing on that. I've definitely played games where like I board expecting my opponent to be a Delver deck, and then they play like you know Blood Moon into Jace into having a ton of counter magic. So I will be fetching my island pretty aggressively. I guess maybe that was a reason to bring in the Blue Blast as well. Sand's not bad. I've turned 2 Cutter and then Brainstorm him maybe. If he just leaves up Stifle, then I have to just leave these fetches uncracked because I cannot, under any circumstances, afford to get my fetch stifled. Fairy Conclave, holy shit. Cool deck. Alright, now I can fetch, and if he stifles, I can Pyro. I don't know if that's a trade I want to do, really. But if I don't, then next turn I'm kind of priced into doing it anyway on account of the Ponder. But I'll take another draw. Fairy Conclave means I'm probably not right to expect Blood Moon. Okay, third land was a good draw. I think I still want to pick the Stifle fight in his end step if I do. Okay, just let that resolve. So there's no Hull Breacher to worry about, no Orcish Bowmasters, no any of that stuff. Yep. If he has a second Stifle, I look like a complete idiot, but he let the first one resolve, so. Okay, cool. If this gets Scrubland, then I have all my colors. Can Cutter into Ponder. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Brainstorm's going to get countered, but I think that's fine. We just traded evenly. If he had another Spell Pierce, he almost certainly would have pierced the Pyroblast, so I think we're pretty good to slam Cutter here. Oh, I tapped. Wow, I'm an idiot. Should have tapped Scrubland Volk. I wasn't really thinking. Standstill. Well, that justifies the Fairy Conclave, kind of makes everything, like the Wastelands and everything, make more sense. If I crack this immediately, he gets 3 cards, goes up to 7. I mean, I don't think I have any. Like, it doesn't get better for me the more I wait, you know? I don't have any way to out this without casting a spell. There's no, like, Otawara in this list. Yes, I think we're just going for it. I'm going to lead Ponder. He's not likely to counter it even after a standstill trigger, and then if I find a black land, I can him and kind of, like, undo some of the advantage generated by this while netting a Monkey Boy. Okay. Tempted to shuffle because I really want to land, but second Ponder is really good if I find a land third. And also, I don't really hate those other cards. They're just not what I want right now. So, second Ponder makes one of these. I like that it asked me if I want to attach the equipment to it. I know that there's obviously situations where I might not want to move the equipment, but like 90% of the time, it's like, come on, yeah. So he's up a card in hand and a land in play. whereas I have a token and an equipment. I mean, the standstill was good, but I don't think it was like backbreaking. My other option was to break the standstill on his end step with Snapcaster. I probably should have thought that through a little bit more, because that would have uh, maybe forced him to discard if he couldn't like dump cards, but also Snap Brainstorm would have triggered the cutter just the same as my current line. So okay, bolt that, totally fine. Okay, and there's the Flooded Strain. So now I can him. He'll be down to 4 cards against my 4. He'll get 1 from the um, draw step, but I think we're totally cool with that. No shuffle. Oh, if you drew a Stifle, though. I look really dumb. Okay, cool. Surprised he didn't Spell Pierce the Ponder. I mean, I guess I had a decent number of cards in hand. It had already triggered the cutter, so like it's like whatever. It's probably Jace with a Force Up. Or another Standstill. Damn. They do find each other. Here, let me think. What I want to do is snap him. He'll get the 3 cards off the standstill. He has particularly Pyroblast is annoying because if you Pyroblast the snap, then I don't get to resolve the him. I don't get a second spell for the cutter. But actually, that might be fine. So if I play the Snapcaster like this, Island Volk, and then he Pyros the snap itself before I spend mana on the him, then I can just play Teferi. He'll need another Pyro or Spell Pierce. I'll still get a cutter trigger. It is a lot worse for me. Like I was pretty optimistic about my outcome after the last standstill, but the second one is way better than the first. I think I'll play it slow and I'll just end step like Snapcaster Brainstorm to bait the first one, and then I can untap and do that line I was talking about. This is immune to Stifle, which is cool because you obviously can't. Ooh, I can put Pyro on top. I think I'm cool with that. Or him. What if I just like raw dog him to start the turn? But then I can't follow it to Fairy because I only have one white source here. I could follow a Snap Pyro or Snap Ponder. I think that's totally cool. 2 for 1 over the 1 for 1. This is another card I haven't played with in ages because it's banned in Pauper, it's banned in Modern. I haven't really played any format where it's legal. Crazy card. Break the standstill with this. He goes up to 8. If it resolves, he's down to 6. We're still behind, but not out of the woods. Bounce my cutter. Okay. Just let it resolve. Wow, Shark Typhoon and Thundering Falls. So I was good to, pick a fight now because otherwise he would just Shark Typhoon in my end step. So I guess let's. Do I want to snap something or do I just want to replay the cutter? I think if this gets countered, I'm not really even that upset about it. Snap Pierce, sure. I don't know why it makes this zone so small. Well, we're definitely behind. Oof. It's my only white source. Or my red source. He can cut me off a color no matter what. Well, he doesn't have my hand, but fortunately that was the one I was least concerned about. Fairy looks kind of weak just because he can flash in Borrower or attack with Conclave or both. So I want to kind of wait on that. I think I'll just him. Keep trying to pick up my 2-for-1s when I can. It's crazy that he let the him resolve hitting the 2 lands when he had Snap Pierce. Okay, Hardcast Force is totally fine. Playing it a little slow. It's very likely he has a Pyroblast. Yeah. So I go to 9, 6, potentially. Yeah, so I'm in trouble. I'm probably gonna have to Void Rend this, which takes my whole turn because I've been wastelanded. Yeah, this is just better because now even if I Void Rend this, these are lethal, right? So I can't Void Rend plus K Command. I could snap Pyroblast and then I have a trade for the Snapcaster. I mean, it's a low percentage line, but or maybe so I could Teferi, bounce this. No, that's still 4, and I can't K Command plus Teferi. Yeah, so Snap Pyro is my only line. Kill blue permanent. If he has a bolt, I'm dead regardless. If not, I trade with this, take 2, and then maybe this doesn't even hit lands. I could K Command. Yeah, you got me. Sick game. The second standstill really put the nail in the coffin, and they do kind of like draw into the next one, so it's not like you got particularly lucky. It's just the way his deck was configured. All right, standstill. So veto definitely comes back in. I think the plows are less relevant. There is some merit because of the manlands. Um, I still like all the discard. Still like the cutters. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this configuration. But honestly, my optimism about the matchup went way down. Standstill is just such a beating. The card's so good. Reasonable hand, plays around Wasteland a little bit. I could get the island on turn 1, which I probably will, and just ponder, even though I'm inclined to Thoughtseize first. I just hate that like sub game of like waiting for them to stifle you. This way at least I'm good going forward. Okay, another Thoughtseize, a Ponder, and a K Command. I kind of do need a threat in this matchup because if we wait and it's like a holding pattern, the long games favor him. I think because he can just at any point draw Standstill. He has like Shark Typhoon as over the top threats. So while these cards are good, I think I'm going to shuffle. See what he's cooking with. This could easily Dispel Pierce, which is totally fine. Stock up. It's pretty strong. Brainstorm's also pretty good. Will he reb my Brainstorm next turn? Not unlikely, but I think I just have to take. Like, it's a control matchup. You just kind of have to fight the 2-for-1s. Oh, I misclicked. Shit. I meant to click on the stock up, but I think my mouse was a little bit too far over. This is not indefensible, though, because I could probably resolve the Brainstorm into fetch. He doesn't have a Stifle at this moment. Flow State is good. I already have instant sorcery. I can play that now without repercussion unless he drew Pierce. Do I want to shuffle away any of these, or am I okay with just drawing like land off the Flow State? I kind of don't hate it. Control matchups, you want a lot of lands. I have ways to use my extra mana in terms of Flow State, Snapcaster. I want to resolve Teferi at some point with Pyro up, so yeah, I think I'll put the two fetches back, play the sea as my land for turn, and then this will Flow State activated. If he hits a 1 mana counter, it's totally good. Next turn I can snap it, or I can just jam Teferi. If you play Standstill, it's pretty bad for me. So like if this Brainstorm hits like 2 mana counter plus Standstill, that's the or 1 mana counter. My apologies. Right, can't hit it. Snap Thoughtseize next turn, or I could snap Flow State. Both of them are like probably equally likely to just trade with one card in his hand, no matter what. Thoughtseize would give me a peek at his like post Brainstorm configuration, but he might just slam stock up here to try to keep up with me on cards. In which case he's tapped out. I get to resolve the fairy maybe. Don't know how many forces he would keep in post board. I kept 0. Wasteland's a new card. Will he fire it off here? Completely fine. So now I don't want to slam Teferi because he has mana up. I think we lead with Thoughtseize. Really like having the discard in these like blue mirrors. It's always going to trade for either a counterspell or a card out of their hand, but if it resolves, the information's great. I don't even want to Brainstorm here. I think I just pass because I know my next card's Delta. I'm just not going to fetch. I can try to be cheeky. I'm just going to slam the Snapcaster. He's like forced to bolt it, so it's a 1-for-1 regardless. And that taps him out for the me to slam Teferi, which could be good. So he bolts that. He also uses the Tarn. Standstill resolves. Give him his 3 cards, but hopefully this blanks enough of his deck. I mean, obviously, he has a ton of blasts. He has a combination of bolts. He has Snapcaster Blast. So, like, I don't think this is like a lights out type threat, but putting it in play, definitely not bad for me. I would like to draw a Mentor and a land in the next couple turns so I can kind of start making an army. 9 cards in hand during a Brainstorm. This guy's living the life. Yep, totally fair. I think I'll just pass. I'll veto another Standstill or a Jace or something. If he doesn't have any of those, I'm just going to end step K command, try to get back the snap, and bait that way. I think this is veto worthy as well. Just anything that puts him up on cards. Not bad. He did keep in forces, and he pitched Snapcaster. Holy shit. It's pretty good for me. Again, I tapped terribly. I should have tapped these two, so if it had resolved, I could have Brainstormed and netted a token. Flow State. Very good. Definite debate out of counterspell. However, I really want it to resolve. So I'm thinking I do the end step K command play I was talking about before. Probably just like get back, snap, you discard. If he counters it, sure. If he doesn't, I get the snap back. is totally cool. Damn it. Gonna kill the borrower, so he's like kind of priced into countering this, because otherwise Standstill's out, but he has no threat. He's probably shuffled away this Misty by now. Okay, small victories. Alright. Jamming flow state, he goes up to 5. I go up to 6 if it resolves, but I think I'm okay with waiting. Currently, he has no threat. He has no man land. So if we're both just drawing cards and passing, that's totally cool. I want to get more lands in play, and I want to find at least one Pyroblast to back up my next play. And then whenever I choose, I can always pop this Standstill in his end step. I have a little more leeway than he does. He can't cut me off a color because I do have another of each one of these. The fact that he hasn't cracked this, there we go. I was thinking he definitely has to have a Mystic Sanctuary, right? Yeah, maybe not. This is Big Shark. X equals 4. I mean, I'm not in danger of dying to it. I can just Void Rend it. This is my end step. I think I'm going to say okay, and then I'm just going to do the Snapcaster thing on his end step too. Ooh, I can Sanctuary back. I don't have a Pyro in my graveyard, do I? Sanctuary back Thoughtseize. That doesn't seem great. I think I'll just save this for a future fetch. Yeah. Draws up to 7. Blasted, totally fine. Now I think we're going to Void Rend this. Okay, perfect. Because I was literally saying, like, I don't want to fire off this flow state until I find some sort of interaction. Now that I have a Pyroblast, I'm very happy about that. He could obviously have another Pyro. Totally cool. Definitely taking Ponder. I think I do want the Delta over the Plow just because of the Mystic Sanctuary that I left in the deck. So I'm going to do that now. Get another flow state on top. Simply too good. Should have taken Fetch actually because I have the 2 Brainstorms. Interesting that he let all that stuff happen when he had Snapcaster. I would have probably Snap Pyro. Maybe he's just more disciplined than I. Ooh, spicy. Snap Bolt, swing, put me to 1. If he has another burn spell, I'm cooked. Nice game. Maybe I just took too much damage. I shouldn't have taken that 1 hit off of the shark. Awesome. Yes. Sudden shock for lethal. All right, cool. Yeah, I think that was honestly a really good showcase of both of our decks. I don't think I think I was maybe a little bit threat light, which to be fair is not uncommon given that I'm playing what like 11 creatures. Snapcasters don't really count in the Jace. Um, but yeah, the post board games. I mean, Standstill was just an absolute beating. If you think about each one of my flow states drew 2 cards. His Standstills all drew 3 cards, and there was no way for me to like uh, force him to break his own standstill. That was just never going to happen. Um, my best bet would have been if I could have slammed like a mentor with Pyroblast up, and then kind of force him to deal with that before he could play a standstill, but just ended up not happening. But yeah, awesome games. His deck was really cool. Both sides got to do their thing at least one game. So cool. I'll see you in the next one.